I have a specific moment in my life where I just felt like I knew writing was it. I may not have known it was music at the time, but in second grade, I remember I had this teacher, Miss Fetzer, and we would write a lot of poetry, and I loved writing poetry. I hated writing, but I loved writing poetry and being able to put words together. And I don't remember what I wrote because it was in second grade, but I remember I wrote something and it just, to me, it seemed like so prolific at the time. And I remember my teacher like reaching out to my mom being like, this is like great. I can't believe he wrote this. This might be something.
The teacher reached out to your mom.
The teacher reached out to my mom, wow. Yeah. And I may be making it more dramatic than it actually is. She might have just been like, hey, you did some great work. But in that moment, I'll always remember that. And there's not a lot of moments I remember in second grade. Since then, I always knew that I had a passion for writing. In the moment, I'm not always the most articulate person, and I'm not always able to convey my thoughts in the exact moment that I'm in. But when I write, it gives me the ability to formulate what I want to say and think about the words that I want to use. So I think that's kind of what led me to gravitate towards hip hop as well as just writing music.
What's interesting is in the book, Rick actually defines poetry as a certain form of art that is more powerful than words. So he says once it's packaged as a poem, it can release a universal truth that is more powerful than just sentences, which when we go about how he breaks down some of these concepts at the most fundamental levels, he did that for poetry. So that resonates with me hearing about your story. It seems like maybe you unlocked something, able to express something bigger for the first time through that.
Yeah, and I think anybody that is looking to make music, if you don't know where to start, I think poetry is a great place to start because it gives you the ability to express how you feel without having to rhyme things. Because I sometimes the flows and and rhyming things together, which rap doesn't even really need to rhyme, but people think it does because when they hear it, that's what a majority of rap or hip hop sounds like. It doesn't need to rhyme. And I think poetry is a great way to get used to being able to write and express yourself without having that added pressure.